One of the hardest decisions that I've ever had to make was deciding whether or not to put our dog down. We got Bailey when she was a puppy. She was 8 weeks old from my sister. So my sister had her mom. She was a little Jack Russell Terrier. And although she wasn't the runt of the litter, she was only about 10 pounds when she was really fat. And that was when she was heavy. And she was obviously part of the family. We loved her dearly. We had her for almost 16 years. She started getting sick. It was really hard to watch her not be able to do the things that she did. And being that she was so little, you always thought of her as such a puppy too, because she was so tiny. She started getting sick, and we had to make the decision of whether or not we should put her down. I think that we probably waited too long for selfish reasons because we didn't want to let her go. And that's what's so hard, is when you're trying to decide, you need to look at them as what kind of life they're living right now and make that decision for them. And that was what was so hard, because she was declining so fast. I don't think we waited too long. I think we probably should have put her down maybe a week or two before we did. And although it was the hardest decision that we've ever made, I think it was the best decision for her.
Hello, my name is Ivan. My dog was named Nani. She was a Siberian Husky, all white female. My relationship between my dog was like any pet parent. They love their dog, so I think I just had a special bond with her because I always cuddle with her. She always, when she wanted to cuddle, she'd come with me and lay down. So I think that was my special bond with her. Everybody in the house liked her. Her nickname was Nani Punani. She was a character. She was funny. The special memory that I have from her was one night she came up to the bed and she wanted to lay down and go to sleep. And that whole night she slept in my arms. We just cuddled the whole night into the next morning. That's one of the best memories I have from her, because my other dog that I have right now, he doesn't like to cuddle. He cuddles for 5 minutes and he's off the bed. We started noticing she getting sick when one night she had a seizure out of nowhere. We took her to the emergency vet, and the vet, she did have a couple more seizures. It was like 2 days until we got her back. She was on medication, and she was doing fine. And then 3 weeks before we had to put her down, we did notice her health decline. So she was walking around in circles, crying, complaining. And as a pet parent, for me to see my dog suffering and me doing everything I could to help her, I just felt defeated. Like there's nothing else I could have done. If I could have taken the pain away from my dog and have the pain myself, I would have done it. At the time of her passing, she was taking 8 different medications for her seizures. At the day that we put her down, my boyfriend at the time worked at a vet clinic, so he was going into work and he was going to take her so she wouldn't be at the house all by herself. When he got to the vet, they did notice that she wasn't breathing correctly. Her breathing was very low. He did call me and told me, like, hey, you need to come to the vet because she's not doing good. We did get a chance to say goodbye to her. We spent a good maybe an hour with her before we put her down. It was one of the hardest decisions we made, but it was the hardest, but it was the right thing to do because she was suffering. And for me to see her suffer every day crying, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't do it. She's deeply missed, but I know she's not suffering no more. And I think that gives me peace that she's not suffering anymore.
I've had tons of hard decisions, but probably my hardest decision was a dog I had named Chelly. Didn't realize that dogs could have cancer. He had cancer. We did chemotherapy for him. And that was a hard decision because I wasn't sure how he was going to react to it. And we did get a year out of him, but at the end of the day, it was like, is he going to suffer, or are you keeping him alive for yourself? So that was probably one of the hardest decisions I had to make. Besides, after putting him down, he had to pass.
Mm.